Ciao, everyone, and welcome back to the Bites of Italy podcast. I'm Natalie.
And I'm Scotty. Hard to believe, but this is already our 25th episode.
Yeah, last time we took a quick escape from Milan to the stunning Lake Como. Gorgeous views, peaceful vibes, and plenty of delicious discoveries along the way. But today, we're back in Milan. It's an amazing city, isn't it? High fashion, serious business.
But we're skipping the runway, skipping the stock exchange, because today it's all about the aperitivo.
Exactly. That mandatory kind of sophisticated bridge from work to evening. And our mission here is, well, critical. We want to give you that genuine Milan experience, because if you just Google aperitivo, you get flooded with a list of tourist traps charging way too much for like a tiny bowl of stale chips.
Right, I've seen that.
Today we're cutting through all that noise. We're finding those authentic neighborhood secrets, the ones with fantastic drinks and honestly unbelievable value, because an aperitivo, it's just so much more than happy hour. It's a real cultural moment, history, modern social life, all mixed together.
So, grab a drink, settle in, and let's uncover the real Milanese aperitivo scene.
Let's unpack this. Many listeners may now be wondering why Milan, when many Italian cities cultivate the tradition of aperitivo, the pre-meal drink.
It's basically because it was ground zero for the, let's call it, the bitter beverage boom. It involves this iconic red drink and a very smart businessman.
You mean Campari? I was actually kind of shocked to find out that it started here, locally, and now it's gone global.
Totally. In the Venice episode, we talked about the famous Aperol, but Campari came first. This intensely flavored jewel-red bitter was invented back in 1860 by Gaspare Campari. He started out nearby in Navarro running a cafe, but the drink was such an instant hit, it allowed him to make that big jump to Milan. And he didn't just move to a random place in Milan. He strategically opened his bar right in the heart of the city's then brand new social hub, the incredible Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II.
It feels like this move set the stage for everything that came after.
Oh, absolutely. Campari became central to that new cocktail culture. It was a key ingredient in classic, exquisite cocktails, the Campari Spritz, the Americano, and of course the Negroni. And when Gaspari's son, Davide, took over the company, he expanded it, opening the first Campari factory in Milan, and in 1915, the Camparino bar right there, in the gallery. That just sealed the deal.
Speaking of Negroni, it's the famous drink of Count Camillo Negroni, which we talked about in the episode about Florence, because that's where it was created. But the story kept evolving. Here in Milan, we have the Negroni Sbagliato.
Sbagliato means mistaken or wrong in Italian.
That's the one. The story goes, it was invented at Milan's Barbasso in 1972. Bartender Mirko Stocchetto, rushing to fill an order for a Negroni, reached for the wrong bottle. Meant to grab gin, but accidentally reached for Prosecco. And boom, he created magic. A lighter, bubblier version.
It's a great story, just a brilliant mistake.
Yeah, you're right. But it wasn't just about inventing a drink. It was about who got to drink it. For ages, an aperitivo was kind of stuck in those stuffy, expensive hotel bars, right? For the elite.
Exactly. And Milan was basically the first city to say, hey, this is for everyone. Here, they opened it up to the general public, made it the shared thing it is today. Then Milano da bere, which means Milan is to drink, entered with vigor. That phrase just exploded in the 1980s thanks to an ad for Amaro Ramazzati, another famous bitter produced in Lombardy.
Yeah, that phrase just captured everything, didn't it? The energy, the ambition, the buzz of the city back then. It became a cliché, but in a good way. It successfully branded the social ritual itself, the act of doing an aperitivo as a crucial element of the city's identity, cultivating a moment where sophistication met accessibility.
That's the history. It's an all-important background. Those famous historic spots like Camparino or Barbasso are great, a must-see. But you know us. We're always on the lookout for hidden gems where you won't have to queue with tourists and prices are reasonable. So, today we're sharing with you our favorite aperitivo spots in Milan, the perfect places if you're looking for something truly authentic and are watching your budget.
All right, let's start with one that offers just incredible bang for your buck. DeAmicis Uno. This place felt like we'd found a secret code or something. It's near the Navli district. You know, the canals.
Super popular, but also very touristy, right?
Yeah, but DeAmicis Uno is a 10-minute walk away from there, and it makes all the difference. It's on this busy crossroads right opposite the medieval Porta Ticinese, a historical gate in Milan. Cozy little corner spot, 2 floors, outdoor tables. We sat outside. We could hear the clatter of trams passing by. The place was already buzzing. It felt instantly right.
They're open all day, but it's the aperitivo that draws the crowds. Get this, drinks are only €5 until 5 p.m. And for that price, you get a nice selection of snacks too.
Which is already good.
Yeah, but the main event starts at 5 p.m. It's called apericena, a cross between the aperitivo and cena, which means dinner in Italian. It's like €10 to €13, depending on the drink, and you get your cocktail plus a food platter so huge you genuinely don't need dinner. It's the ultimate Milan dining hack. A full meal for the price of a cocktail. They have a very extensive cocktail list, but also great non-alcoholic mocktails.
We had a Campari spritz and a Negroni Sbagliato naturally. Cocktails were generously made, served in a gorgeous glass. But when that platter arrived, seriously, we were just floored.
Yeah, it wasn't just like a sad little bowl of peanuts.
Not at all. It was massive. Heaps of good stuff. Potato chips, cold cuts, cheeses, little sandwich spreads, bread, olives, peanuts, popcorn. The sheer amount was crazy. We actually couldn't finish everything. It felt like we mastered Milan nightlife on a budget.
And the vibe was just super lively, right? Real modern Milan energy.
Yeah, and the service was quick. The waitresses speak English, which helps. But here's the warning, and this applies to any genuinely popular spot in Milan. It gets crowded during that peak aperitivo time, especially on Friday and Saturday nights.
Oh yeah, it gets seriously packed. We saw people with drinks in hand waiting for a table for about 30 minutes. But hey, at least they let you drink while you wait. The party kind starts on the sidewalk.
So that's DeAmicis. Modern buzz, incredible value, massive food, open from morning until late evening. But what if you're more into wine, like proper wine, and maybe you want something quieter, more traditional?
Well, we found the perfect contrast, and it's literally just a few blocks away. Less than 10 minutes walk from DeAmicis, on the busy street called Corso Genova, you find Bottega del Vino La Coloniale. And stepping inside this place is like stepping back in time. Seriously.
Right. La Coloniale is the absolute definition of an old-school wine shop, but also a bar. Opened back in 1969, and the moment you walk in, you just feel it. Wood furniture everywhere, slightly wobbly tables add to the charm. It definitely has that proper 70s retro feel. It has a wonderful, unique atmosphere.
But the thing that really hits you is how incredibly local it feels, right? This isn't some polished tourist spot.
Not at all. This is where you can truly see, feel, and taste the Milanese tradition. It's one of those places where you can still hear the Milanese dialect and see the locals simply hanging out, discussing politics and playing cards. You might see whole families pop in.
So it's more than just a bar. It's like a community hub.
Yeah, it feels like a genuine downstairs bar for the people who live there. They have hundreds of faded photos of regulars. There are even high chairs for kids. It tells you something about it being a genuine local institution.
I love that. And here, obviously, it's all about the wine.
Wine is the king here. The shop boasts like over 1,000 different wines. For every taste, every budget, plus good spirits too. Whiskey, Armagnac, rum. Prices at the bar are very reasonable. You can get a glass of good red, white, or sparkling wine for just €5 and a glass of champagne for €10. Bottles start around €25. Really fair. The wine list is very extensive, with between 12 and 15 selections in each wine category, meaning you can choose from around 50 wines by the glass. And the quantity of wine in the glass is generous. In addition to a wide selection of wine, you can also enjoy beers or cocktails.
And the food, is it another massive platter like at DeAmicis?
No. Totally different vibe. It's much simpler here. The food is just a complement to the wine, not a meal in itself. With your drink, you get a small plate of snacks, including good quality crisps, maybe some focaccia or pizzetta. If you do want a bit more, you can order a larger plate of cold meats and cheeses for an extra €10. But it's definitely wine and atmosphere first, food second.
Okay. But there's a crucial detail about how it works, isn't there? It's not typical table service, right?
Good point. This is important. It's completely self-service. Very old school. You walk in, find the cash register, it's near the entrance. Order and pay for everything there. Then you take your receipt over to the bar counter to pick up your drinks and snacks.
I remember on our first visit, a very nice English-speaking bartender explained how it worked. No waiters running around, you fetch it yourself, which honestly just adds to the whole retro charm of the place. But even here, on weekend evenings, it is busy.
Yes, it's incredibly crowded on Fridays and Saturdays. The crowd often spills out onto the sidewalk, but again, it's a happy crowd and definitely worth experiencing. It's an authentic slice of Milan culture even if it's busy.
But keep in mind that La Coloniale closes at the end of the traditional aperitivo hour, which is around 9:30 p.m.
Good point. And now, dear listener, you have it. You know the history of Campari, the Negroni Sbagliato, that Milano da bere feeling. And crucially, you have tried and tested spots to check.
You have two different yet equally fantastic ways to enjoy aperitivo in Milan. DeAmicis Uno, modern buzz and incredible value with that apericena feast. And then this deeply traditional wine-focused neighborhood scene at Bottega del Vino La Coloniale. You're basically equipped to handle the Milan evening like a local.
And that wraps up our Milan Aperitivo adventure. We hope you're inspired to experience it for yourself, whether it's the buzz of DeAmicis or the old-school charm of La Coloniale.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you're subscribed to the Bites of Italy podcast. That way, you won't miss any of our upcoming food adventures across Italy.
Absolutely. And don't go too far, because in our next episode, we're heading south to Bologna, Italy's food capital, to explore its legendary culinary scene.
Think rich ragu, fresh pasta, and a city where eating, well, is practically a religion.
So stay tuned for episode 26 of Bites of Italy. Until then, grazie for listening and buon appetito!
Ciao!